Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So this is another Atelier Lusso pen that I had commissioned. I've been writing with it. You would have seen some photos on my Instagram feed. I also did an unboxing video of the 7 Atelier Lusso pens that arrived. So let me show you the pen. You can see here this is a black sort of faux leather plastic type box. Clamshell box, has Atelier Lusso here, bespoke writing instruments. If I open the box, I had a sticker and a business card as well that you can see there. So if you need to contact Eric, you can contact him there. It also came with a cleaning cloth as well, and then you have the pen in the pen bed. So let me take the pen out. And you can see this lovely pen here. Now, this is an Atelier Lusso Andromeda. Now, Andromeda is the model name. Now, the material, this was a material that I hand-picked from a rod retailing site that Eric uses. And there were a number of different rod sites that Eric has purchased from in the past. And I wanted something that looked a little bit like a topographical look down at the earth, seeing the blue seas, the smoky white clouds or cotton clouds, some green for land. And I really wanted that kind of effect. So I was looking at a number of different materials, and this is one of the materials that spoke to me. And this one is called Tectonic Seas. The Andromeda model itself is a fairly cylindrical pen. It's not shaped in any way, shape or form, and it's got very sort of almost sharp cut edges. They're not sharp to the touch, but there's no shaping really going on the ends here of the body. I asked Eric if he could put some coin finials on the pen, and he put this L for Lusso. He has started using a dragon instead. So newer pens will come with a dragon instead of an L for Lusso. But you can see why I like this material. This material is absolutely stunning. If I zoom in here, you can see that this material, the chatoyance going on here in the cap, in the green there is, and the white is quite spectacular. And then down here in the body, you can also see the chatoyance and the detail that's going on here. And look at that. So this is a very beautiful looking pen. It's a pen that I really do like. I love that I was able to pick this Tectonic Seas material, and love even more that Eric was able to turn this into a lovely looking pen, because this is a gorgeous looking pen. And this again is one of my favourite pens at the moment because of the material and the workmanship as well that's gone into this pen that Eric has put his effort into. Now, as I said, the pen doesn't taper down at all. It has an almost seamless bridge here between the cap and the body. There's a slight gap you can see there. That doesn't bother me. It's a clipless pen, and I wanted it clipless. Andromedas typically are clipless, although if you wanted a clip put on, or even some cap bands here, you could have those put on as well. You just need to communicate that to Eric when you're going through the ordering process for a particular pen. Now, if I unscrew the cap here, you'll see that this comes with a number 6 Yovo nib. This is what Eric uses. I picked a broad nib. I love how the broad nibs write. They write quite wet and very smooth for me. So in that respect, I decided to go for the broad nibs. Now, you'll see here there is a bit of a step down here from the body to the section here with threads. This doesn't bother me at all. When I'm holding the pen here, my finger and thumb are not touching these threads at all. Even if I were to hold it up higher, I'm not feeling this step down. So for me, that's not an issue. But I know some people do not like step downs on pens, so I thought I would mention that. If you don't like the step downs, you could go for a carina, which is a slightly less step down approach. Now, this pen is a cartridge converter, and it comes with a standard Schmidt converter there. Holds 0.7 milliliters of ink, so it's enough ink to keep you going for a good writing session. But this pen really is gorgeous. It's a lovely looking pen, and I'm really glad that there were two materials I looked at here. There was the Tectonic Seas and there was the Amethyst Fields that I had a carina made in. And I like both, but I like this one a little bit more because of the brightness of the blues, the greens, and the whites, and the chatoyance that is going on there inside that material. It's just, it's like watching a live video of the Earth from space. It's a really, really lovely material. So I think let's do a size and weight check on this. I think the pen itself is about 142 millimeters long. The cap is about 63 millimeters long. And then the body, from the tip of the tines, we're looking at about 132 millimeters. So it's quite a long pen. It's not a massively oversized pen. In terms of weight, and this pen is inked up, so we're looking at 27.5, almost spot on there. And then 27.5 grams, and then the cap we're looking at just under 8.5, and then the body inked up we're looking at just over 19 grams. So it's a pretty decent weight. It's a pen not only in size but in weight that I really like. You can see here when I'm holding it. Now the cap does not post. It's not designed to post. And you can see here that the cap is actually quite thick inside as well. But that doesn't bother me. I prefer not to post most of my caps, so for me that's not an issue. But that might be an issue if you are a cap poster. But for me, I have not large hands but chunky hands. I don't find having this unposted it's an issue at all. So I think with that, let's do a writing sample. So this is an Atelier Lusso Andromeda, and it's a steel Yovo nib. Now this is the Tectonic Seas, and it's a broad nib. Now the ink in here is Ackerman Dutch Masters, and it's a Cerulean Blur. Now in terms of line variation, it's a broad nib and you won't get a lot of line variation. You can press a little bit more. You could probably coax about double the line variation out of it if you push quite hard. But I don't write with a heavy hand normally. So in terms of figure eights, you can see there really isn't going to be much line variation. Now in terms of wetness, these Yovo nibs are wet but not fire hose wet. So, and this ink, Cerulean Blur from Ackerman, is a little bit on the dry side, I find. The ink, for me, I think matches the pen here quite well. I think maybe at some point I might put a green ink in here as well and give that a try. But for me, I do like a blue ink in here. So For me, I think that's quite good. There you have it. That's the video review of the Atelier Lusso Andromeda Tectonic Seas. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.